much for giving me the opportunity. Hi, Sanjay sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you? I've been waiting since a year to talk to you. I've been
Oh,
attending
really?
a lot of your sessions.
Acha.
Uh, so just one question, sir. I don't want to take
Right.
much time. Not like a mock interview. I just have one question where I had a denial in 2013 for business visa.
2013. Okay.
2013, I had a business visa denial.
Okay.
So this time in April, I had one more denial for the F-1 visa.
Okay.
2000, 2025 April.
Okay.
So
Right.
in this recent denial, I got a information from the visa officer that they asked a question. All the questions went well except one question where they asked, "Did you complete your CA?" So I didn't complete my CA. I did only CA inter. So after that, I started working. It's been almost 12 years. I'm working in a corporate. Uh, so now I'm confused what to answer in the next interview. What should I tell?
Right. So we need to go a little, in your background, saying when you applied for your visa in 2013, right?
Yeah.
So, what were you doing at that point of time, and what was the purpose of your visit at that point of time?
That was a business visit. My company was sending me to US. So I was working then in a corporate.
All right. So, at that point of time, you were pursuing your CA,
Yes, I was pursuing this.
right? And so you've done your bachelor's, and then you enrolled for a CA program.
Yes, right.
And what was your job profile with the company?
I was working in a finance department.
Okay,
I was an accountant.
right. And the purpose of visit was to attend a conference. What was the conference about?
Business meetings. The purpose was business meeting.
Business meeting. All right. Now, when you applied for your F1, you were going to which university?
Seattle University. The course is Masters in Accounting and Analytics.
Okay, Masters in Accounting. Okay. All right. Understood. So, look, when you're going for a visa interview, like I was in my presentation, I said that you have to provide some relevant information, which tells the officer that uh, what are your career goals, and where are you at this point of time, and how will this program help you take you further, right? So you have to provide that in a very crisp answer, right? But then you have to cover those points very clearly. It is really important. So that's one. Second, so you were a CA student, and then the officer said, "Did you complete your CA?" Right? So you would say so that
Yeah.
I was doing a CA. CA is like you do articleships. You are studying, and you have to keep doing your articleships, and then you have to take your exams, and it's an ongoing process, right? It's not a very time bound kind of a thing, like within 5 years you've got to complete that, right? So I've taken X
Right.
number of exams, but X number of exams are still pending. However, during this time, I've got enough experience, right, over here, that I've been working, and I've realized that how the uh, the current financial market is changing, and I decided that a master's would really give me those tools, because now I'm currently working with multinational companies, you know, CA. I understand how the chartered accountants work, but a master's would really give me those tools once I return back for my career growth, because I'm looking at these kind of portfolios. So keep your focus, like I said, on your career goals, and keep coming back to India.
Okay.
Really important.
Right. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Now I have a confidence to go into the next interview for this answer.
So
Thank you so much. Thank you,
just
Mansi. Thanks,
just
sir.
go back into the presentation
Yeah.
and just keep looking what I said. And if you start incorporating that, it would really help you.
Okay.
Okay. And all the best.
Okay.
Thank you
Sure.
so much. Thank you
All
so
the
much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
And
Thank you so much.
just to let you know, you don't have to wait for years to talk to Sanjay sir. You can just download the Zolve app and book a session with him. You will be able
Yeah.
to talk to
Right.
sir in less than 2 days.
No, actually, I want to say is because I attended Sanjay sir's a lot of sessions. I had a lot of confidence and I answered very well. Almost 6 questions he asked. Until fifth question, it was good. But sixth question suddenly popped out. I never expected that question actually. Did you complete your CA? And they stressed on that 2 times. So
Ah.
I couldn't answer that properly.
But so the only thing is, when I say that, look at your background, look at, what all you've done, and try and figure out, like, what are the roadblocks or what are the, speed breakers, and have those answers, right? But I'm
Right.
happy that, you had that confidence, and I'm sure you'll crack it.
No. Thank you, sir. Thank you so
All the
much.
best.
Thanks,
to you.
Mansi. Thank you.
Yeah, Uma, please go ahead.
Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Sir, I would like to take a mock.
Okay, all right. So for that mock, so this is going to be something very interesting for all the participants here. The way I start my session is that first question that I ask everyone is, does the visa officer know you?
I don't believe so.
Correct. So like I said, there are close to about 1,600 people, 700 people applying for visas. The officer would have very limited time. So this is clear. His objective is to see whether you're a legitimate student and you have given him enough intent or shown your intent of returning back. You have to mention this in your interview. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question. When I ask a question, listen to your answer as well so that we could figure out you're going in the right direction or not. Okay. All right. So Uma, tell me, why do you want to go to the US?
The US has always been the destination for international students, which accepts them and want to share their knowledge with international students. For example, other countries like Australia, they do not share their curriculum and other things, but US is open to share. Even they do seminars with Indian students, and not only Indian but any other country. They do share their curriculum, the way their academics is going to be throughout the year. So that was the main reason for picking up US for my post graduate.
You heard your answer, right? Okay. So you're a doctor, right?
No, I'm a software engineer.
Oh, I thought you're a physiotherapist. He doesn't know you.
No.
Look, he doesn't know you. Your answer
Okay.
is generic. It's very open. I want to go to the US because it's the #1 destination for international students. And then you did a comparison between US and Australia, and then the way they've structured the program. But it does not tell me why you want to go there.
So I have to give a brief background about myself.
That's what my entire presentation was.
Can I retract?
Please. So once again,
Okay.
and it goes to everyone, please do not go on generic answers. Like US education की पढ़ाई बहुत अच्छी है, international students are welcome, there's a global recognition that happens, it's research oriented. But आपको क्यों पढ़ना है? You are not bringing in your flavor. What's your storyline? Okay? So please, now tell me, why do you want to go to the US?
Officer, I was comfortable in my country. I have done my undergraduation in computer science from Pune University. But after working for 7 to 8 years, I have an experience. But I feel that there is a global exposure that is required. Most of the companies which are providing job in India are US countries. For example, we have Indian companies like TCS and Infosys, but that's all we have. Most of the good companies which are paying handsomely are Google, Microsoft. All these are US companies. So I want to get that international exposure. I want to understand how they work. And after adding those skills to my queue, I would like to come back and work here and grow in my own country.
Okay.
So I want to study from US.
So now you got a little bit of hang of it, but you made little finer mistakes there. So what are those finer mistakes? Your answer tells me that you want to earn more.
But I do want to earn more.
Correct. So you would get better salary in America.
But the growth opportunities that India can provide that America cannot, because it's a
I did not hear that in your
country.
answer. I did not hear that in your answer. Your answer was more focused towards the Indian companies are there, but they're not paying as much as those international companies here, right? So I believe that coming back to India, I heard all that, but I also heard this, right? Okay. So like I say, any conversation is subjective. What you say, what I understand could be two different things, right? I would hear what I want to hear, but you're saying something else. So let's be very clear what the officer wants to hear. Okay. So the officer wants to know your story. So your story is starting good. That, sir, I did my BTech in India and I've been working in the industry for good 7 years. And I've seen how the technology has changed, right? In order to take on bigger roles, it is very important for me to upgrade my skills. Studying in America, getting an international exposure will make me ready not only to take on bigger roles here, but also start handling bigger projects which are going to be at the international level once I return back and start working with Indian companies here in India. Okay, so you talk about your growth here. Okay, so keep your focus in that sense. All right, so second question, again, listen to your answer. Why have you chosen this particular university?
While researching about the universities, I was having a conversation with multiple universities, but the way Adelphi University, professors from Adelphi University, especially from the management department, which I'm going to study an MBA. So, especially professors of that department, the way they responded, I felt like I'm wanted there, and I feel welcome. And secondly, my father has served the Indian Air Force all his life. So I have stayed in urban cities. So the location of that university provided that home-like comfort to me.
Okay, so let me counter this. Okay, so let's say that somebody is from Delhi, right, and he wants to be an engineer, right? He gets an admission in, let's say, so I have to take the name. Let's say he gets admission in Amity, which is closer to Delhi, urban city, and the university is also offering him, let's say, 50% scholarship, right? Versus IIT Guwahati. So where will he go?
It depends.
Oh, he will not go to IIT Guwahati if he wants to be an
It
engineer?
depends.
Oh, really?
Depends.
Oh, so your focus is not the quality of education, it's the location.
But the brand value may not provide things that a person wants, not always.
No, so what I'm saying is a person who wants to be an engineer in India and he's applying to these colleges and he's getting one closer to his house where he's comfortable, or he gets an IIT admission, same program. So what would he choose? That was my question. Same
Closer
program.
to house.
Huh?
Closer to house.
Oh, okay. All right. So go with it. So you want to put your point across, that's fine. Okay, so your answer is that I've chosen Adelphi because it is in the urban city and because my father was working, so I'm more comfortable there. Okay.
And the way the professors wanted me to be a part of their curriculum. And while researching about the professors, I came across a professor called Geeta Suri. She has been an active member of researching about the Indian market. She has written books like Indian firms from steel to software, which I'm yet to read. I'm planning to buy and read that book. And I am really I would want to be a part of her thought process and learn from her. So she was also one deciding factor, which made me more inclined towards Delphi University over other universities that provided me an admit.
Okay. So you got to concise your answer, because the interview at the end is going to be 2 minutes, and you can, go and mention that, you like the location. That's fine. So how will you fund your education?
Officer, I was working for quite some time, so I have some savings because I wanted to go for a post-graduation. So I have saved some money, but that would not suffice to provide the tuition fee as well. And so I have secured an education loan of around 90 lakhs, which happens to be around 1 million USD. And if need be, I have some funding from my father and my sister who works as a CA. And we have some movable and immovable assets as well.
Okay, good answer. Do you have relatives in the US?
No, officer, I do not have any relatives.
Okay, good. So why can't you do a similar program in India? Why go to the US?
I wanted to learn those standards and grow here because the kind of opportunities India can provide, the US cannot, but the kind of education US can provide specifically in business terms, because most of the companies that are doing business all over the world are US companies. So I wanted to learn business from US and come back here and do those standards in Indian companies.
Okay. Once you graduate with your experience and with your masters, you would have a lot of job options and opportunities in America. Would you like to work there?
I understand that they also require employees who can work for them. They also require standards which they are teaching. So they have every right to provide education to us. Sorry, they have every right to provide employment to us. But as part of OPT, I can think about it. But in the long run, I cannot imagine myself staying for so long in the US. So I would want to come back home and work here.
So did you appear for a GRE?
I did appear for GMAT officer.
What's your score?
Officer, I scored 540, which wasn't that great, but I scored the highest in mathematics, which was Q40 out of Q51, which is more than 32% of the test takers.
So which are the other universities that you applied to and the admits that you've got?
Sir, I applied for 5 universities. New York Institute of Technology. Shall I name them? New York Institute of New York Institute IT, New York Institute of Technology. I applied to Adelphi University. I applied to University of Dayton. I applied to University of Southampton, and I applied to Saint Global University. And I received an admit from Adelphi University and University of Dayton.
So why not Dayton?
Officer, again, I did speak to a professor from Dayton. So they suggested that if I want that kind of lifestyle and that kind of fast life, then I should go for Adelphi. So based on their recommendation, I picked Adelphi.
Okay. Look, your answers are there, but I actually, do not resonate with the choice, the reason of your choice. The reason of choosing a particular college, has to be based on the course content, because that's what really matters. The program really matters. The way they've designed the content really matters. The teaching methodology should be the focus. The professors, yes, the books that they've written, but I guess your focus is more towards the lifestyle and the fast-paced city that you want to choose. So my suggestion is that if you can avoid that, then your answers are very good. But then again, it is your choice. If you believe that is the main differentiator, then it is your choice. I would only say that. But most of your answers were very good.
Actually, we are going to be there all alone. Right here, we have our family, we have our parents. If something happens, then they are there to support us. But already we are compromising on the kind of home comfort. Homesickness it will be there. So I won't be able to focus much on the studies if I have to compromise on that background itself, that comfort I have to get.
But Uma, I really beg to differ here. You're from the armed forces, and your father's been traveling to all places. It's not that you've been living in only a particular area. But anyway,
but I have been living with my family. He has been traveling
that's
all
fine.
alone.
I don't want to get into this discussion because there are other people waiting. I've given you my suggestion. Rest is entirely your choice. Thank you very much.
Thank you for providing the opportunity, sir. It was great speaking to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Right. Thanks, Uma. Vasi, if you can go next.
Hello, sir. I really like your valuable sessions from Bangladesh, sir. Thanks a lot for the sessions.
Great. Actually, how are you doing?
Sir, I'm doing kind of good, but sir, I want to share that I have 2 refusals. And I had my first interview back in April last year with UT Arlington and 21K deficit. So the view started question with how will I pay? Then I told that my father had 43K in savings. And my dad is staffing inspector, but I think I oversimplified my dad's job and the visa officer might have misunderstood me. And then I took a gap year and like I had like 1470 ACT, and I applied to a lot of LSCs and got into like Knox College at the end with their highest scholarships, and my deficit is only 13K. They were my full tuition of like 60K per year. So I just like after a year, I like faced the interview like 2 days ago, and the sponsor, like the VO, like asked questions like my sponsorship, like who will be your sponsor. So that was the second question. I mean, after the program and which college, then like she asked me about my sponsor again, and I told that I have a very good scholarship, and after that I have a very small amount to pay, and my dad will be sponsoring for that amount. And then like I said that he has been in Bangladesh police for 25 years, and he has like $82,000 in savings, which is like more than like around 2 times of that of my past savings.
Right.
So uh then like I watched like he's like typing and all, so I explained my highlights. Like you told in the session like explain your highlights. So I told that after my scholarship is covering my full tuition, then I have like 1470 ACT. So I have also like a music scholarship which I got because of my vocal skills. And then like she asked me once again that what does your sponsor do? And then I told everything, like he earns around like 24 to $26,000 from his like 6 rental apartments and his job. Then like he has this savings, and yeah, I like told everything there. Then like she was just putting her hands on the 214B slip, and I was also telling that, officer, I want to tell something about my fund. And then she stopped for like 3 seconds, and I also stopped. Like I also like got stopped because like I was thinking that she's like refusing me. So like we were a statue for like we were like statue for 3 seconds, and then like yeah, she refused me. I think she wanted to know more about my fund, and I think my case was on the borderline. So obviously, like sir, you know a lot about this thing. So sir, what do you think about my case?
So tell me, which university were you going to?
This time I'm going to Knox College, and last time it was like UT Arlington, which is like state school and anyone can get in. And
Right.
I had like less scholarships, but didn't tell that last time. But I had like great scholarship this time, like full tuition covered for like 60,000 per year, and like it's more than like 240,000 for 4 years. So they waived the full scholarship. I mean full tuition, and I just had to pay for my living. And I explained that yeah, like I got this scholarship and all. So
Right. So now my question is, earlier you were going to UT Arlington, and
no,
this
no, no.
time
Yeah. Last time going to UT Arlington, and this time like Knox College for better scholarships.
North College,
Yes, officer. Knox College. KNOX.
KNOX, right? Knox
Yes.
College.
Yes, sir.
And the program that you enroll for is the associate degree or a undergrad or a master's?
Bachelor's in computer science.
UG program? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when was it that you completed your class 12th?
I completed my 12th in 2024. I mean last year. And before completing my 12th, I applied with my predicted grades.
Okay, class 12th last year. And what are you doing since then?
Since then, like I took my age like 12th grade in last year. Then I like took the ACT. I wrote a lot of essays for my college application, and yeah.
Okay. So kind of a gap year, but you were working on your SAT and you were working
Yes.
on your application, you were shortlisted.
Yes.
So how many universities did you apply to?
So I applied to around 20 universities with Common App, and I got a lot of scholarships from other colleges as well, like Center College. Then like Hobart and William Smith colleges like covered their full tuition as well for me. And then Carroll University. Then
Great. So now also tell me, what does your father do?
sir, my father is a police inspector here in Bangladesh, and I explained that he is the like administrator of this whole Gulshan traffic zone, and he manages the VVIP embassy related safety and security as well, and the traffic operations as well, and all.
All right, great. And your mom, does she have a business?
No, officer, like she's a housewife, and she has like small clothing business, but I didn't mention it because I thought it
That's
might
okay.
have like yeah.
No, that's okay. That's okay. All right. Now, what are the subjects that you'll be choosing in your first semester and what are your career goals?
Officer, I want to be like computer science, like AI engineer in the future, and I'll be taking the courses like Introduction to Computer Science, then Calculus 1, then Introduction to Leadership as well.
Okay,
In my
great.
first semester.
So what are your career goals?
Yes, I want to be an AI engineer here in Bangladesh and like join a company here. And then my long-term goal is to like start my own startup here because the businesses are
Okay.
relying in the foreign
Okay.
solutions.
So now understand, when the officer is asking you why do you want to go to the US, you've got to start by telling, sir, I've done my class 12th, and while in my class 12th, I did a couple of projects on computer science, and that's where my interest grew, right? Because looking at Bangladesh, it is still at a very nascent stage, it is still growing. So once I complete my education, I want to come back and work here in one of these companies here. In my short term and in my long term, I want to start my own consulting firm. That's how you need to start working on your answer.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
And when he says, why have you chosen this university? So your answer would be, sir, based on my requirement, I did my shortlisting, applied to 15 universities or 20 universities. I got 10 admits. In fact, most of the universities are offering me a good scholarship, but then I've chosen, the Knox College because I really like the way they've structured the program because they have artificial intelligence. And then there's a flexibility where I can choose,
Business related courses as well because it's an LSE.
then I can choose programs, electives like management, operations, finance, because eventually I want to start my own company in Bangladesh, right?
Yeah.
So keep bringing it back, right?
Perfect, sir. Perfect. Yeah. But
Okay.
sir, I'm really like concerned about my sponsor thing because I think I oversimplified the terms last year that my father like helped the citizen by like helping them like move and all. Like he's a traffic inspector, so
Right, right.
basically he has like a lot of like employees under him. Like he has like 40 sergeants and like 200 constables under my dad. So like I kind of like oversimplified his job last year,
Yeah.
and this year the officer like asked me about my sponsor 2 times.
Okay. All right.
So
What you can say is, no, no, what you can say is, how will you fund yourself? So my father's into government, right? He has a current annual income and savings of so much. We also own properties here. In fact, my mother also owns a boutique here, So financially, we can take care. In addition to this, looking at my credentials, the college has offered me a scholarship.
all right,
Okay.
all
All
right,
right. So try and frame those kind of answers and also focus more on the subjects and the career goals, what's happening in Bangladesh. Okay. And then
okay,
try and frame an answer.
okay, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot for
All the
your
very
advice.
best.
Sir.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye bye.
All right. I think the conversations are going longer than expected. So, sir, if you will allow, we'll take one last student.
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, Prerna has been waiting for a long time. Prerna, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Sanjay. So thank you for the session. And thank you, Zolve, for the session that we had. So, my thing is, I have about 5.7 years of experience. I am a product manager, currently working with JP Morgan Chase in India.
Okay.
There are two, three red flags that I see in my profile. I've applied to all the top 20 programs in the US. Like, I have a good profile, 334 on the GRE, got into Kellogg, Cornell, uh, CMU Tepper, and now I'm choosing to go to UCLA Anderson this
Okay.
fall. I think, but the thing is that this is my second master's. I had done my first master's during COVID time, and
Okay.
my learning was significantly affected. And I know to the visa officer, I need to like most of them, they want us to kind of prove our ties to the home country, which actually personally, when I think I might just come back to India after 2 years of studying in the US. My reasons are really personal, so I don't know if that would like make my profile a strong one because whatever when it comes to product management, whatever innovation happens, it happens in the West Coast. And honestly, I just want to live and breathe that life, be among those trailblazers. I want to understand how they think, what are their daily habits like. And then there are professors like Terry Kramer, who is known for product strategy and innovation. So my point is, if I have face-to-face interactions with them, if I'm mentored by them day in and day out, and I'm working on real time consulting projects with American companies, it's definitely going to strengthen my expertise and kind of help me grow in the banking sector because my career has been with US banking products in the last 3 years. So I was a little scared that this is my second master's and I just don't want to get a visa refusal because it's my second time going there. So what tips would you give me to kind of like build muscle uh, for the questions that might come up as to my career choices? Like I'm already working in JP Morgan, pretty good, but I'm choosing to quit a stable job and again become a student. So, like, what kind of tips would you give me, sir?
So let's back up a little bit. So you did your bachelor's when?
2018
2018, and that was in
SRM. That was an IT.
IT. Okay. And then immediately you started working, or you did
Yeah,
your master's?
I worked for 2.7 years and then I went for my master's.
So 2.7 years, job profile was what?
Software engineer.
Software engineer. Okay. And then you did your master's in what?
Master's in business with a specialization in marketing. I was a gold medalist, and yeah,
And
learning
this,
was
when did you start
impacted.
this? Which year and which year did you end?
2021 I started and I graduated in 2022. It was a 1 year program.
So this was online or this was in
It
person?
was in person, but then because of COVID, we had to keep switching between offline and online.
So it was hybrid.
Yeah, it was hybrid and it was mainly across Dubai and Singapore.
Okay. So were you traveling there?
Yeah, I traveled to those countries.
Okay. And then what was
I
your
came
job
back to
profile?
India. I came back to India and then I've been into product management since 2022. Worked with Cognizant, consulted with a lot of banks like Wells Fargo, US Bank, EY, North America. And now, just 6 months back, I've moved to JP Morgan Chase.
Okay. Now what's your job profile here? What do you do actually here at JP Morgan?
Yeah, so at JP Morgan, what I do is, so whenever a customer logs into JP Morgan's mobile app or a web application, we see a lot of the customer data that's populated, the account balance, the mortgages that they have. All of that happens through APIs, which is like connecting the front end and the back end applications.
Right.
So my team develops those critical APIs, and we kind of prioritize which APIs have more, importance for the customers, what is the budget, and things like that. So we interface between technology and business.
Okay. And now this MBA or this master's, what is this master's all about?
Yeah, so this is a proper MBA degree. It's not like a Masters of Business degree. It's a 2 year full-time program, and I will be specializing in technology and operations at
Okay.
UCLA Anderson.
Okay. All right. Look, this second master's would definitely come up, right? And a lot of visa officers, it's difficult for them to understand why is a person another, investing for another master's at this point of time, and like you correctly said that you're pretty much stable in your job, and you've got a nice JP Morgan Chase, under your belt. However, you could always talk about, like, how you progressed from your bachelor's to a master's, and how that affected your career growth. And now that, because you're handling, especially the API and the importance and the interface, and because of the use of technology, which is fast, rapidly changing, with this new technology coming in, sometimes I feel a little handicap over there. And because I'm managing a team of X number of people, and my next promotion would definitely have people, those who may have more knowledge on the API interface than I would have, it'll be difficult for me to actually manage those and understand the product line which is going to be developing in the next future, right? In
Yeah,
order to keep with the pace of the changing technology, it is important for me to upgrade my skills, because even when I did my, masters, it was with this particular university which had a Singapore and a Dubai, connect. I used to travel there, and then I looked at India, and if you see my career graph, it has only grown.
yeah,
Okay. So talk about the handicaps that you might have, and then because you have to channelize that with your team here, and you have to be really, really in sense with technology at par with them or above them to guide them through.
yeah,
Because if you're
yeah.
handling bigger products, if it is going to be high income network people, right? So the technology would really matter to make better decisions and better products.
Yeah, and I've never really been exposed to education in the West, so as to speak, because Singapore and Dubai and India are all really good countries, but again, they're in the eastern side of the world. Whereas the West, the culture is really different, and it's just that the people, even if I look at the banking products, because I'm trying to see if I can tailor my answer in and around banking products, because for the last 3 years, I've just coincidentally been working with a lot of financial services products in the US And I don't really know how the customers think and how they feel and what are their ethics, because when we develop products in product management, we're doing a lot of user research. So it's kind of also, it helps you to, when you develop some products for a customer, when you yourself are the customer, it kind of helps you to brainstorm a lot better and come up with more innovative
So my idea
solutions.
is like, the product development that you're going to go and do here eventually, will that be for the West or will that be for India market?
It will be for the West. For the last 3 years,
Okay,
I've been working with the products developed for the banking in North America, like the
right,
real-time payments and like
understood.
the entire customer information
So
and
that
things
should be
like
your
that.
pitch. So when you say that, I'm currently working with JP Morgan and I'm handling, a lot of clients or a lot of, banking solutions from the US. And when I'm doing my presentations or when I'm looking at the presentation, I feel there's a huge disconnect with my understanding because my understanding is most of the Asia market, you know. However, I've been successful because I've been, trained and I've been talking to professionals in my own within the ecosystem of JP Morgan. But then it is imperative for me to be at that level to start understanding and start commanding, those discussions rather than my presentations, my product line has to resonate with what's happening in the US, right? And coming back to India with those kind of skill sets, I can then look at like, a position which is going to be like, 5 notches above,
Yeah,
right?
can I also mention that my boss, because I've had this conversation, he said he would be happy to hire me. As per the regulations, I would have to quit for now, but then they would consider rehiring me once I graduate on a very serious note. So, do you think if you mention this, it kind of gives a stronger sense to the visa officers that I have ties back to my home country?
Definitely, yes. You could always say that, I mean, I was hired with JP Morgan given my past experience. And when I spoke to my boss that, this is what I want to go and do, and, especially with its particular university, he was highly impressed. And he's already offered me a position once I return back.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Got it. And actually, I do have two of my aunts, my dad's cousins, living in the US for more than 50 years now. They had gone there as teenagers and they've thrived there.
So are
So
they
when
US citizens or green card holders?
they are US citizens,
Okay. So how long have they been a US citizen?
uh, it's been more than 40 years now.
Right. So did they file immigration for your parents?
No, they've
All right.
not.
So
So
that's a positive thing, you know.
yeah, so
So do you have relatives in the
whenever
US?
they ask that if you have any relatives in the US, like should I mention them or should I not mention them at all? Like what should be the safe route?
So on your DS-160, have you mentioned that you've got relatives or not?
No, I haven't mentioned I don't have any relatives.
So there are two questions. One is like, do you have any immediate relative? So that of course is no. But for your parents, it will be yes, and then it says, do you have any other relative? So if you've mentioned no in both, then you've got to stick to that.
Got it. Understood.
So there
Yeah, and
can
DS-160 have clearly mentioned no.
then you don't have relatives.
Yeah, and then there's a bit of history that my father did his high school back in the 70s, long ago. He did his high school in the US because my grandfather had been had gone to the US, New York to be precise, on a company transfer. So, do you think that
So
is
do you
something?
have those documents? Do you have the copy of your passports, of their passports?
No, I don't have any passport, like
Do
copies
you
of their
have
passport, and
any
because my
document
father came
suppose
back.
yeah, I mean, just saying is different. If you have a document to support that, then it gives you a big weightage.
Right. Because I don't know if I'm supposed to declare that or just completely not
No,
mention it
let's say
because they
that,
came back to India.
I had a student's father who went in like, early 80s, did his bachelor's and came back. So that was the pitch. Why do you want to go to the US? My father went to the US. He graduated from UT Dallas. He came back. He's now currently, the president of, XYZ company. So I was always encouraged to go and study there and return back, you know.
Yeah,
But then,
understood. So I
but
can
then,
pitch around that.
right. But then, that girl was carrying, the college degree.
Right. Understood.
So that's exactly what I'm trying to say. If you have your father's old passport, which has the maybe an L1 visa or an L2 visa, that's the intercompany transfer, or his high school grades and documents, you should carry that.
Understood.
Yeah. Then you can use it.
Okay. Okay. Otherwise, it's just best
Then
to like stick to
it's a
what we have
hand.
filled in.
Yes. Otherwise, it's a shot in the dark. Like the officer may take it or may not.
Got it. Got it.
Right.
Sure.
I think
Yeah.
we have more students waiting in the queue.
Yeah.
All
Thanks.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prerna. Thanks. Bye-bye.
All the best, Prerna.